Hey there! What are you doing? No, we were just playing a little game of checkers. Well, while you're here, we'd like to tell you guys about our favorite amendments.
The Second Amendment specifically. We feel that out of all the amendments, the second is just so great. Especially how you can protect yourself from invaders.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it's great to know that you can, carry a firearm and own one and keep it in your house. That way, if a burglar or someone comes in and they try to harm your family, then you can protect yourself and shoot them. And just it's great to know. Don't you agree?
I mean, I do agree, but I feel like there's a time and place for guns.
No, I definitely agree. Yeah.
You can't have a gun in just the middle of Target.
No, not at all. I think there should be specific rules on being able to own a gun and where you should be able to carry it. I feel like public places, maybe not so much. But there's definitely specific places where you should not have a gun, and there's specific people who shouldn't be able to have one.
Like maybe the government could do mental screenings for guns, just good stuff like that.
Definitely, I think that would definitely cut down on one crime for people who own guns. It'd be a lot harder for people to be able to own them, and mental screenings would definitely stop a lot of the violent shootings, like the school shootings, like Columbine and Sandy Hook. I think it'd be great.
But overall, guns are a great thing for people to own. And the Second Amendment is part of what makes America great.
Yeah, I think above all, for guns, to be able to own one, it's not even necessarily just for protection. I think that, just being able to have a gun and just to go out and shoot it is a lot of fun. Because, I go out with my grandpa all the time. I went out this weekend and we actually shot. And it's just fun to be able to shoot targets and, have fun. I mean, proper safety is important, but just being able to go out and shoot and have a good time is great. And I think it's a good way for people to pass time and to maybe relieve some stress. I win.
Oh, hey there. How you doing? Now, you and Mason believe that the Second Amendment is most important. That's a very valid point. But me and Patrick think the Fourth Amendment is more important. I believe the Fourth Amendment is most important because having the ability to have security and privacy in your life is important to me. People can't search through, any of my technology or media without a proper warrant. And to me, that's just pretty important. And Patrick, you have anything to say?
On the Fourth Amendment, well, the Fourth Amendment, search and seizure, is obviously a very important amendment, and personally it's my most important amendment just because it means we have privacy in our lives. And for me personally, the biggest influence, or at least aspect of this amendment is policemen, and that they're not above the law. Police officers aren't above the law. They're here to enforce it, and that they will not harm you and falsely detain you.
Yeah, I completely agree with Patrick, what he's saying with, especially warrants, because police officers can't just search, through anything you have or any of your property without a proper warrant, and I think that's just a great thing in America. And
I agree with everything Cameron said, and going back to police officers, I think it's a good thing that they have limited jurisdiction, because nowadays it's a statistic that 1 in every 6 black people will go to jail at some point in their life, and it's only going to increase in the future to 1 out of 3. So that'd mean my grandparents, my father, and my uncle, one of them will go to jail, and that will only be deterred by no false arrests. And I think that's a really good thing in America, that you can't falsely arrest someone and seize their property, and that's why the Fourth Amendment is great. That would make America great. Cameron?
we saying
reasons.
we're going to Target?
Hey, okay, so we just got done with our Cracker Barrel amendment talk, and now we're going to Target to
Interview people, and we're gonna ask them what their favorite amendment is, if they even know what the amendments are.
Yeah, we don't know how good this is gonna go, but we're gonna try it.
little
I'll be interviewing
experiment.
people.
Johnny
Johnny will
will
be interviewing people.
also.
So
We'll see how it goes.
well, it's either left or straight, not right.
Do that part where I'm like, God damn. That's where they got it. That killed the game.
I about lost my voice, didn't I?
Got it too.
I did too.
I'm gonna be hoarse tomorrow. Alright,
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if we interview you?
For what?
Just a school project.
Yeah, go.
Okay, do you know your amendments?
Decently well.
Okay, what's the most important amendment to you?
For me personally,
Yes.
probably it's cliche, it's typical, but the freedom of speech is because when you look at what happens in the Middle East, even places as close to home as like Mexico and whatnot, people can be, you can be jailed for things. You can be, in some cases, tortured and killed just for having a dissenting view from what the government perpetuates or propagates. So, we kind of take that for granted sometimes, and a lot of people don't actually understand what the freedom of speech encompasses. But if you really understand, you realize, wow, we are allotted quite a bit compared to a lot of other places.
Right.
Then it's cool knowing that you have that freedom to
Yes.
say whatever you want, and under certain circumstances. But it's cool that you can disagree, and some people can say, oh, I hate Obama, I hate this guy, that guy, whatever. You can
Right.
say that, and
Right.
you can't get killed.
Mhm.
Well, you can be, but you're not supposed to. The government won't kill you, as far as we know. But,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
yeah, for sure, no problem.
Yeah, what's up?
So we're doing a school project,
Uh-huh.
and it's about the amendments. Do you know your amendments?
Like all of them, like which
Not all,
ones
not all,
correspond?
not all of them, but like, do you know some of them?
It's been a while since
Do you know your
class and all
favorite
that.
amendment? What's your favorite?
My favorite amendment?
Or like the most important to you?
Can't really say I have one. The most important thing to me would be like separation of church and state, but that's not an amendment. So, what's so the question for the project or whatever
It's
is
what's
like,
the most important amendment to you and why?
All right, well, I'll tell you off top that I know from my race and politics class that I had one. I can't remember the number of it, but it was the one that was essentially like the equal voting rights and everything like that. So I would say something along those lines,
Okay,
like
Alright.
suffrage for all.
fair enough. Like for women or just like any race?
Yeah, well, there was one specifically for women, but I would just say like the implications that has for all of them.
So that'd be the
for everybody.
So that'd be the 14th. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, ma'am.
Yeah.
Would you mind if we interviewed you?
For what?
Just a school project, if you don't want to.
That's fine, sure.
Do you know your amendments by chance?
My amendments?
Yeah, maybe just like a few of them, not all of them necessarily, not all 27, but do you
Like
have
the-
one that's like your favorite or like?
No,
that
you were
pertains?
asking the wrong person for amendments right now. I've been traveling all day and I'm trying to figure out what I need for my apartment.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is there any way we could interrupt you for like 2 minutes of your time? We have a school project on amendments. Do you know your amendments by chance, or at least maybe one or two?
Like,
That, like
freedom of speech, stuff like that.
You know, my English is not like
Oh,
good.
okay.
okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Can we interrupt you guys for like 2 minutes? No. Alright. You guys are okay. Thank you though.
Yeah, ask please if you want to help us.
Sir, can I bother you for a minute? Okay. So we are doing a school project. We have to name our the most important amendment to us. Right. Like the freedom of speech and all that. And we were just wondering what the most important amendment to you was.
Second.
The second, the right to bear arms.
Right to bear arms, man.
Right on. Right on.
Should we?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, excuse me. Could we interrupt you for like 2 minutes? Okay. We're doing a school project for like amendments and stuff, in which like amendment like most pertains to you. Do you have like a specific one?
No, not really.
No,
I'm
okay.
not like super into politics.
Okay.
That's okay.
Can I ask you one quick question? Okay. We did the Fourth Amendment, which is like search and seizure. So it's like the police can't like seize your property or like arrest you under like false pretenses. And they did the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. If you had to like pick, which one would you say is more important to you?
Probably the search and seizure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Just left Target. Where are we going, Mason?
March.
To do what?
Stuff.
Stuff.
people.
Stuff.
Find some more ignorant people.
We had some good responses, some funny responses. I guess we're taking sides now.
We should get some Krispy Kreme.
You guys know that rapper? Krispy Kreme. That dude's the best. Right?
I just do like you could do a live show that.
We're doing a school project on the amendments. Do you know the amendments at all? Freedom. I'm sorry?
Like freedom of
what?
speech.
Yeah, it's like freedom of speech.
Yeah, I do.
Do you know which amendment pertains to you the most? Like, what's your
I guess that's the only one I know.
The
freedom
first
of
one?
speech? Could you explain that just a little?
Well, I have the right to. I have the freedom to express my opinion, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't. As long as it follows the rules and the existing Constitution of the United States of America.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
About what? For what?
Okay, so our school, we have to pick our favorite, like the most important amendment, like freedom of speech and all that.
Right.
And we were just going to interview you and see which one you thought was most important.
Alright, okay.
So, okay, me and him thought the second, the right to bear arms, which is
Okay.
like being really young, was the most important. And they said search and seizure, which is like you have to have, police have to have a warrant to like search your things.
Okay.
And just between those two things, which one do you think is more important?
Police have to have a warrant to search.
You think that's more important?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a nice day now.
You too, bro.
You ever had those organic milks?
What?
You ever had those organic milks?
No.
So good.
Let's get it. Excuse me. Could we bother you for like 2 minutes for a school project? Okay, so we were doing the amendments project, and we're supposed to like film ourselves and talk about what's the most important amendment to us. Do you have a most important amendment to you?
I would say the equal rights, freedom of speech.
Okay.
Freedom of speech.
Could you explain that a little? Just what it means to you?
Well, it makes me that we're able to say stuff without threatening people. And because we all are different, so if we feel like we want to embrace gay rights or transgender rights, we're able to do that. So it means a lot, especially as school women.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.